Hi, this is Harry Patience Davies. I'm a storytelling coach and I am going to try and do something a little bit different today. I want to talk about the shape of stories. Now, if any of you have ever seen the Kurt Vonnegut video about the shape of stories, it's absolutely fascinating. I'm going to put the link in the comments so that you can go and have a proper look for yourself. But to summarize it, Kurt Vonnegut said there were two basic shapes of stories. There was the comedy shape and there was the tragedy shape. For example, the comedy shape, if I just come here on the screen, the comedy shape would start where everybody is happy, dip down to a bit of misery, and then come back up across the top here to end on a happy note. Whereas tragedy, for example, something like Romeo and Juliet, starts in misery, goes up to happiness, and then ends back down in sadness again. Absolutely fascinating video with Kurt Vonnegut explaining this. What you might not know, though, is that effective presentations also have a shape that you can do. And this is something that I actually learned back when I was a screenwriting student. Unlike the Kurt Vonnegut one, where we have very happy, happy, and sad, for this one, I'm going to do very happy, happy, and somewhat neutral, because when I'm giving a speech or presentation, for the most part, I don't want people to be exceptionally sad. I want there to be perhaps a low level of emotional impact at some times, but never actively sad unless I'm talking about something truly tragic. So let's say I'm giving a nice standard speech or presentation. What I want to do really is start up here with a kind of nice high point that comes from a really good hook. Okay. And you can see my videos on the 6 different ways of hooking your audience. So we started up here with a really good hook. Now it's going to dip a little bit. But what I need to do again is hook my audience's attention a little bit more to pull them in, and then hook it a little bit more again. And then hook it a little bit more again, dropping down to our conclusion while leaving them with a kind of arrow towards the future of hope, of expectation, of curiosity to make them maybe want to seek me out and listen again. What's really interesting about this particular structure is that it is effectively the same as a James Bond movie. Okay, if everybody's with me here, James Bond movies start with a big action sequence. You know, they want to have that huge thing getting your attention. Maybe this is Bond, like taking the motorcycle on the top of the train, or various other things we've seen. And then we have to this like low sequence, generally when we're watching the credits, full of all the naked women and the guns and everything that comes on. And then throughout the rest of the James Bond movie, there's going to be a couple of other little building scenes, generally big action scenes that come up to our confrontation with the bad guy, which of course James is going to win, looping down to the end of the movie, which is almost always ending on a quip or a hook or something to lure you back to watch the next film. So here we are. The structure of a good presentation, the structure of a good speech when you want to win people over. We want to have our hook, our opening action sequence. We then can expect our emotions to dip a little bit. So we want to re-hook with more and more interesting information all the way through before leaving people on a positive note that inspires curiosity.